I recall getting up sometime in the early morning. And then around 6 in the morning, Dad prepared a peanut butter and jelly bagel sandwich after I toasted the two halves. At the same time in the toaster, without the halves touching each other. With that peanut butter and jelly bagel sandwich, I always put the two halves together after I take the picture like that in order to show the peanut butter and jelly. With it, I had my first cup of plain coffee from the morning pot Dad prepared. I had my usual 2 to 3 cups, roughly from 6 in the morning to about 9 or 10 in the morning. Then at 12:15 p.m., I had a peanut butter and jelly bagel sandwich that I prepared myself entirely. Well, except for Dad cutting that bagel in half. I had that peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a glass of milk, quite similar to this one. And then in the hours in between that peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and around 4 p.m., which was when I had some kind of rigatoni with chicken dish that Dad's mom made. This was also made by Dad's mom. If I recall correctly, he visited his grandparents today. In the hours between, I made some effort to reorganize my Sharpie markers by color. I recall doing the hues of green, lightest to darkest. Then the warm colors, lightest to darkest. Then I did the hues of pink, lightest to darkest. And then I did the skin tone colors. Lightest to darkest, with the top section being for the corresponding top column being for the corresponding a little range of skin tone colors, and the lower column being for the Sharpie markers, the color to be used for details such as those of the eyes, nose, and mouth for any given range of skin colors. With each range being given one color to use for the details. If I recall, this effort to reorganize the Sharpie markers by color extended a bit before I had that peanut butter and jelly bagel sandwich at noon. And I recall roughly from 5 to 6 p.m. starting work on the leprechaun cup polystyrene drawing project with these Sharpie markers after spending the late morning and early to mid-afternoon hours determining which Sharpie markers I would likely need for this project. I believe I have most, if not all, of the Sharpie markers that I'll end up needing. I think there's just one more I might need for the blush around the cheeks. What I just showed was as far as I got on the Leprechaun Cup polystyrene drawing project before I ended up falling asleep somewhere between 6 and 6:30 p.m. I recall waking up around 10:30 p.m. That rigatoni with chicken dish was alright, though I prefer what I just had. Seemed to have ground beef, chicken, potatoes, and green beans in it. Plus, that rigatoni with chicken dish seemed to have some peppers in it. Primarily where the rigatoni was, that I think were intended to add some flavor. My next city expansion is so I can move these two buildings right around here. So that I'll be able to put the Sunset Towers right around here. Dad was going to make an evening pot of coffee around 7:30 p.m., but he ultimately decided not to because I was asleep at the time.